Extraterrestrial or human? Fabiano Caruana, one of the best in the world, shows his chess class in the Fide World Cup 2023. Fasten your seatbelts. We are ready to take off and launch our spaceship to Fabiano Caruana's planet. This game is played in Fide World Cup Round 3. White player is a very strong grandmaster Yilmaz Mostafa, and black is none other than Fabiano Caruana. You're ready to take off. White starts this game with pawn to d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight f3, d5. For the start of our journey, we have Queen's Gambit, a very famous opening. Knight c3, knight d7, e takes d5, e takes d5, bishop g5. White pins the black knight. And here, usually black unpins with bishop e7 or h6, bishop h4, bishop e7, normal lines of Queen's Gambit. But Fabiano pins the white knight with bishop to b4. This is called Ragozin defense, which is very famous. After this, white plays queen c2, h6, bishop h4, and now black unpins with g5. This is the idea behind this Ragozin system. And after bishop to g3, black plays knight d4, and he attacks the knight and he attacks the bishop. And after knight d2, black wins this bishop, and now he has two bishops. And sometimes he wants to attack this weakened pawn structure on the king side. Here, after this, black Caruana plays knight b6. All of these are preparations. And after a3, bishop f8, this is also a part of his preparation. e3, bishop e6, bishop d3, and now we have c6. We have Carlsbad formation. This is a very famous pawn structure in chess, and you should know some ideas behind this structure. White usually plays on the queen side, and he sometimes plays rook to b1, pawn to b4, pawn to b5, and weakens this pawn on c6. Black usually attacks on the king side, sometimes with h5, h4, sometimes with a knight on e4, and other ideas. In this game, white plays rook b1, he intends to play b4, Fabiano plays a5, b4 takes. And here, Fabiano plays rook c8, which is a prophylactic move against b5. Because if white now plays b5, black will just simply play c5, and here black is completely better because he wants to take on d4 and he wants to use this c line. And if white takes, bishop takes c5, and now you can see this pair of bishops and their power. So white just simply castles, and here is a tricky position. And you might have expected that Fabiano plays something like bishop g7, but bishop g7 is a wrong move in this position, and Fabi didn't play it because after bishop g7, white can play knight b3, and for example, after castle, white can play knight c5, and now he wants to play pawn to b5, and this knight on c5 is a very strong piece. So Fabi plays bishop to e7, a very classy move to prevent knight b3, because after knight b3, he plays bishop takes b4. So what we learn from Fabi is that before doing your own stuff and before proceeding with your plans, first you should prevent your opponent's ideas. He plays rook c8 to prevent b5, and after castle, he plays bishop e7 to prevent knight to b3. This is very important. And now his opponent plays knight f3 and he wants to put a knight on e5. And Fabi says, no, this is not going to happen. I'll play bishop f6 and I don't allow you to put a knight on e5. But white plays it and Fabi chop it up. And after d takes e5, this is a very critical position of this game. Black's position is in danger. White has a very good initiative. He has very better development, and he wants to start attack, for example, with f4, with e4s. In some position, he wants to play b5. So black should be very careful. And here, Fabi fixed the pawn structure on the king side with pawn to g4, preventing any nonsense with f4. And he wants to start his attack with h5, h4, and deliver checkmate on the h file. White continues his plan with knight to a4. He wants to put a knight on c5, but Fabi once again says, no, this is not going to happen, and I will take this knight off. And after queen takes a4, Fabi continues. So this is a dance between preventing your opponent's ideas and continuing your own plans. You need to know where to continue your own plans and where to stop your opponent's plans. Here, white plays queen a7. He wants to take on b7. He might have played b5, but after that, c5, b6, king to f8. Black wants to play queen g5, so queen f4 and king g7. Consider this position, and now black has a passer. His c pawn will just push forward, and black is somehow better in this position. So also b5 doesn't work for white, so he plays queen a7. What will Fabi do in this position? Does he continue with his plan on the king side, or he will just defend the pawn on b7? In this position, he assessed the position and he considered queen takes b7 as a nonsense, and he just continued with h4 and his attack. And here white's afraid to take, because if he takes after queen g5, I don't know how he wants to defend h takes g3, and after that white is completely hopeless. So white retreats with queen to d4. Fabi continues his attack, queen f4, and now queen h5. He wants to open the h file. White plays rook d1, and he hopes that after something like h takes g3, f takes g3, he has f2 square for his king. But here Fabi opens another road and he plays rook a8. He do it in here because white cannot play rook a1, because after rook a1, black can just simply take, and after take he can take on h3, take on g3. He wants to give a check and wins the rook, so white should give a check, king d7, rook takes h8, but here comes an intermediate move, g takes f2, black wins a pawn, and I guess in this position black is winning. He prevents bishop f5, and I guess black is winning. So white didn't play rook a1, and he played rook d2, and here comes the rook, and rook b to d1. Here is a very special position of this game, and here comes the blow. Fabiano Caruana sacrificed his rook in this position, and he took rook takes d3, a brilliant move in this position with hidden ideas behind it. You might have expected something like h takes g3, but after f takes g3, white will just simply escape with king f2, so h takes g3 is not good. Another idea to checkmate white's king is to play h3 and play h takes g2. But after this move, white has bishop f1 resource, and if black pushes, then white parks his king on h1 and he's completely okay. But after h takes g2, bishop takes g2, now this bishop on g2 is a monster, and he defends all of the squares, and I guess white is also already better in this position. So here Fabiano eliminates this bishop with rook takes d3, and after rook takes d3, a quiet move h3. He wants to open up the white king, and after that white is completely hopeless. Yilmaz played f3 in the game, but if he had played rook a3 with the idea of this check, we should play king d7, another prophylactic move. H takes g2 is wrong because this check will come, and after rook takes h8, it will defend the h1 square, and after queen takes h8, this position is winning for white, so this is not good for black, so he should play king d7 first. Now he wants to take, and here if he takes, and he wants to use this pin to defend, now he wants to play queen g2. Black has a very strong move. Bishop to f5, a brilliant move in this position. If white takes, black will play king c7, and there is no defense. After queen takes f7, black will play king b6, and this will be checkmate. If he plays queen to g2, now black takes and gives a check, and this is completely over because this is just will take, win the bishop, win the rook, and black is winning. And also if rook takes d5, black will just simply play king to c7, and black is winning. So this bishop f5 is a very interesting resource. So rook h3 doesn't work. Yilmaz played f3, Fabiano takes, king f2 takes, and now you can see the domination on the white color squares, and black will just control all of the squares. Rook to g1, queen to g6 attacks the rook. Rook to d2. Here rook h1 is winning, but Fabi hesitated and he didn't play it. I don't know really why. If rook d1, black can just simply place queen c2 check, and after king f3, bishop f5, bishop b4 is coming, and it's completely winning. Maybe rook a2 after rook h1, maybe rook a2, but no, this doesn't work also. So I don't know why. He plays rook h5, another strong move, queen f6. He doesn't exchange the queens, queen to e4. b5 wants to open up the black's king, but black just simply takes it. And now it's 3 pawns or 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3. Black has 3 pawns for the exchange. g4, he takes another one. Rook to a2, and now white wants to deliver a check. So Fabi once again plays a prophylactic move, which is a simple move. He plays his king on d7, and this king on d7 is completely safe. White plays rook a8. Here Fabi exchanged the queens. Queen g5 might have been stronger, but okay, queen h4 is also good. Now both players are on huge time trouble, so the moves are not that great. King takes f3, d4. This is a great move. He wants to play bishop to d5 check. e4 stops it. d3 comes. Here comes the passed pawns. Rook takes g2. Rook check. King f4. And here comes the king. You should activate your king in the end game. Rook a8. Here comes another passer. Rook c1. King to b5. Push your pawns in the end game. Push your passed pawns in the end game. And here comes the king once again. King marches forward, and after rook c6, king to d2. These 2 pawns will decide the game for sure. And here white plays rook to g8, wants to play rook g2, rook h2, prevent it. King f3, b2, rook b6. Here Fabi wants repeat, and now he plays king c3, blocks the check, rook b8, another pawn. And here comes a very instructive method to block this rook and to build a bridge. Black will just simply give the check on h3, and after king f4, he plays rook d3, blocks the rook. And after that, these pawns will be queen. And here Yilmaz says, this is enough, I will just resign this game. This was another beautiful game by Fabiano Caruana, and with his class of play, he enhanced the beauty of chess and makes us enjoy chess. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if this is the case, please like the video and write your thoughts and comments below this video, and please subscribe to my channel. Enjoy chess and life.